Hello there, yarn lovers, it's Gary and I'm coming to you from my happy place, the Yarn Corner here on the west coast of Canada. So welcome, welcome, welcome on this Thursday morning, November the 7th, 2024. How are you all doing? I hope you're well and staying safe. If you're happening across this channel for the very first time, I set this channel up to talk about all of my yarny adventures. That's in knitting, crocheting. I talk about my acquisitions where I purchase my yarn from and tools of my craft. So if that's of interest, please stick around. And for those who are returning, I want to say welcome back. Thank you so much for including in your comments what you've been making recently and what yarn you've been using. Some commenters have been leaving me suggestions on patterns to look at on Ravelry, and I really appreciate the connection. So keep it coming. Thank you so much. I've even received some wonderful photos of finished works that people have done through my email account. So I want to say thank you so much for that spectacular work. Gives me inspiration and ideas for future projects. So thank you so much for sharing. If you're looking for me to reach me, all of the contact information is down below in the description box, along with any other links that I might be talking about through the course of this video. So if you're looking for content and more of the descriptions on where to find them, you'll go down there and find out more information. So yeah, if you're looking to reach and email me, my email account is urbanyarn101@gmail.com. And if you want to see what I've been posting on Instagram, it is Urban Yarn Gary, and that's all one thread, no break or no underscores. So that's where you'll be able to get to me. If you want to support the channel, I've got some affiliate links down below. So if you click on those affiliate links when you're shopping, a small percentage, a commission comes back to me and I put it back into the channel, as well as a spring tea merchant shop that I have created some merchandise. If you're looking for Urban Yarn merchandise, that's where you'll find it as well. So thank you to the people who have used those links, and I'm able to buy some things like charging stands as well as some lights, and it's been wonderful. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. So what have I got for you in this video? I have got a purchase from Wool Warehouse. Now they're situated in the UK. I purchased this online and it shipped to me, I believe it came Canada Post. I'm going to look at the bag here and see. Yes, it did. It shipped Royal Post in the UK and then into Canada through Canada Post. There was no additional charges on this when I went to pick it up. It was, it might have even been dropped at my door. Yes, it was dropped at my door. So really super excited about this purchase. All the currency will be in pounds because that's what the UK uses. And what else can I tell you? Purchased September the 27th, 2024, and it took maybe about 4 or 5 days for them to dispatch it. And then it took maybe up to, I think, 10 business days. So that's 2 full weeks of it coming to Canada to get to me. So I thought that was not too bad for the distance that it needed to travel. Now, what inspired me with this purchase was another YouTuber that I watched who was unbagging, and really these are the types of colors and yarn that are right up my alley. So the person that I'm thinking of when I'm mentioning this is Crystal over at Bag a Day. She did a purchase on, is it Yarnsmith? Yeah, it's the brand called Yarnsmith, and they have some kind of relatively new collections, and I want to show them here, talk about what kind of, if you're looking for something similar that's here on the market in North America, then maybe make some suggestions as well. And I've pulled some yarn as well so we can do a bit of a side-by-side comparison. What else? I think that's about it. Okay, I'm just going to get the bag and I'll be back in just a moment. All right, I think I have everything here. And what I've noticed in the bags that I'm looking at, there are 2 brands of yarn that I purchased from the Wool Warehouse. One is from Yarnsmith, and I got 2 collections, multiple colors and multiple numbers of the colors. And the other one that I got was a tryout of a James C Brett collection as well, which had been flagged as a new collection from James C Brett on their website. So I fell in love with the swatches. They have little swatches made up, and I thought, wow, this is perfect. This is so me. So yeah, a little bit about the order. It came in a plastic outer shell and traveled quite nicely. There wasn't many things of an issue with the bag itself, so I kept it nice and protected. In the order, when you're purchasing, it comes in an organza bag. Now, during your checkout, you can actually opt to have it or not to have the organza bags. And I really like the bags because I use them for projects later down the way. And it's really a nice way of storing your yarn if you want to keep the dust from it as well. So yeah, a little sneak peek there of what I'm going to show you. So the first one that I have here is, it's called Lagoon, and it's from Yarnsmith. It's a DK weight yarn. That's the label there. And look at these autumnal colors. This one reminds me of a sunset in the autumn with purples and oranges and golds. I absolutely love this. The transitions, without working it up, but when I looked on the website, the transition of colors were quite slow and steady, blending from one color to the next without much disruption. So I think if you are to work this up in panels of maybe sort of like scarves, like thinner panels of 5 inches or so, thereabouts, these colors would blend very nicely without micro striping. It would be a nice kind of fade from one color to the next. Different story if you're using more stitches going across, say, a long shawl, that you might get some breaking in the color and color pooling, depending on how many stitches are going across your garment. So I absolutely love this. Let's talk about what this color is. Oh, it doesn't give me a name, it gives me a number. It is 2J130, and maybe on the website they have the color names, but let me see if my invoice does. Oh, it does. Okay, so let's take a look at 2J130. It is called Laguna Colorado, or Colorada. I can see that. Laguna Colorada. I don't know, maybe that's a place. It almost sounds like it's saying Colorado, but it's Colorado. Okay, so it is really soft. On my softness scale, if I'm going to rate it out of 5, 5 being my softest, I'm going to give it a decent 3.5. That's above average for softness, and I could wear that against my skin with no issues whatsoever. It is, let me see, contents. Do we have any information? It's very hard to read on this darker style of parchment that they've put the printing on. It says here to use a 4mm crochet hook or knitting needle. It is a DK 3 weight. In this 100-gram ball, I'm getting 372 yards or 340 meters, and it's 100% premium acrylic. There is a slight halo on it, but overall I love the color. Wins out for me, and also that soft factor that sits right in the middle or just above middle for my rating there. So price point on this was £5 per donut, and I got myself 4 of these Laguna Colorado. So there's my 4. There's another one there. Just going to check to see if sometimes when you are looking at the same donut in the same colorway, you'll see a different color that you don't see from one donut to the next because it's been wound differently. So there's my 4. So I'm thinking of making myself either 2 things, because I got quite a number of different colors. I'm going to either make a modular blanket in crochet, or I'll do myself a kind of a patchwork cardigan, and I think that will look really spectacular with all these faded colors from one to the other. So look at that lagoon. That is awesome. Now I've got a box here, I'm just going to throw them in. Next color in that same one is this one here, and because I love green so much, I got myself this one, 4 of them as well in the greens, and this one has got like it's more like tropical safari greens, like emeralds, and then there is olives. There's a little bit of this one here, which is more of a, what would you call that? Like almost like an aqua green or a green teal. And the color of this one is called, I got to do my conversion now. It's 2J090 and 2J090. It's called, I'm not going to be able to pronounce this, Lamuya Level. Lamuya Level. Maybe if I remember, Editing Gary can maybe put the name down below in the description box. But I love these. Look at those colors. Wow. Okay, up close. Isn't that stunning? We've got a little bit of a one falling apart there, but I love those colors. So now this might be a good time to look at some colors that might be a good substitute if you are in North America and can't get your hands on this type of yarn. Now, I found in my stash a Ferris wheel, which is from Lion brand, and that's it there. The difference I think that I'm looking at right now, even though this is greens as well, and the colorway is called Evergreen, I think this yarn is slightly thicker. They're rating this a 4 worsted, although the Ferris wheel is a lighter 4, but it is still a little thicker than this Lagoon yarn from Yarnsmith. Also the colors, because I've used this yarn to make hats, the transitions sometimes don't blend so smoothly from one color to the next. There's slight abruptness, and the fading of it seems to be sometimes going in and then out of the same colors side by side, and then introducing the third one later down the way, and the spacing between them is slightly different. So I would say that this one is a little bit more chaotic in the color changing, and then from the look of the swatch that they had online, this color changing was a little smoother and longer transitions. So that would be one suggestion there for a substitute. I absolutely love this. Look at that color there. That's what I was mentioning, when you see some colors in the ball when it's wound differently, and then others that don't show. And my last color that I have is probably my favorite, even though it doesn't have any green in it, is giving me vibes of that tapestry, bazaar type, you know, market spice place. And oh, I've covered my sheet, so I can't tell you the name of the color, but this color is 2J020, and let me get the number here. It's Chuck Lagoon. Chuck as in the, I think it's the salmon. It's CHUUK. Look at that. This one does have a bit of green in it. It does have mustard. It does have purple. It does have orange. So I love this one. And just so that you can see the difference, in colors. I'll hold one up of each. But there's another line of yarn that's similar to this that I want to talk to you about, which has some features that are similar, but some that are different. So it's Red Heart Roll With It Melange. That's it there. And as you can tell, this is a slightly thicker yarn as well, because I think they're rating this one 4. A little thicker. The colors are a bit more chaotic as well, similar to the Lion brand Ferris wheel, but could be a substitute. Now this colorway here that I'm seeing, that I'm holding here from the Red Heart, is called, what is it? Showtime. Different colors. The other thing that I have here is Serta Jewel Spun. Now this you might not be able to find too readily available in your stores or shops that you can buy online in the North American market, but they are out there. Sometimes YSLs or local yarn stores do have this variety, and it's very similar to the Lagoon. This is a beautiful colorway. I want to use it so badly. So this one is in the colorway called, oh, the Serta only give you numbers as well, I think, which I don't see right now, but these are all a 100% acrylic. It's a slightly thicker yarn than the Lagoon. This is a 3-weight and this is a 4-weight, and I can't find the color. Oh, here we go. It's color number 695. 695. There is that. I really like those colors. So there's a few substitutes, but look at this yarn. I love it. Beautiful. This is my favorite one. Now, if I'm comparing them side by side with those 3 colors in the color palette, I have a feeling that the first one that I showed, which is this one here, and the last one that I showed, which is this one here, are very similar and close in color palette. So I could be able to do a modular project using both of these. So I'd have 8 balls of, that's 800 grams of yarn to use in a project. So I could do a big one. And the green one doesn't really fit in, but because I really love this color, I think 4 balls of it will be enough to do another project of some nature. I could even add it in with this ball here of the Serta Jewel Spun in the colorway that uses similar colors to this one, and kind of blend them, doing a stripy effect or a modular project. And this colorway here from Serta is 0852. Lovely, lovely yarns. And they kind of feel like a similar quality too, like around the same 3.5 softness scale, and I could wear that against my skin with no issues whatsoever. Okay, similarly, I'm trying a new one from, which way shall I do this? I think I'll stick with the Yarnsmiths stuff, because I do have one more line that I purchased, and it is called Full of Beans from Yarnsmith, and it's a DK weight yarn. And the softness scale of this one, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. I think it's quite a nice, soft, 100% acrylic yarn. And I like the petite look of this. So I'm seeing a washed look in the yarn, and it looks like it's from the look of the swatches online, it's a self-striping yarn. So transitions are kind of over a few stitches, and then it changes to the next color. So more abrupt than the Lagoon. So self-striping yarn. And what else can I tell you about this? So it is 100 grams. I'm getting 360 meters, or 393 yarns. So that's 20 yards more than this one, which is also 100 grams. I don't know whether they would be able to be worked up together. I don't think so, because one's striping and the other one's kind of fading. But you never say never, because it could work out really nicely. So yeah, it's saying here for use of knitting needles and crochet hook to use a 4mm. This is shade number 1H008, which is called Sunday. Oh, that's a cute name. And I got myself 3 of these colors, and each of them were £2.20. So that's really, really good. Where are you made? The care instructions are to wash in cold to warm water, and you can tumble dry this on, doesn't really say what kind of cycle, just says you can tumble dry this probably on gentle, and it is doesn't say where it's made. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't tell you that. Yeah, it's really lovely. I love the colors in this one. So did I tell you where this one was made? Do they have the... Some of the labels don't have that type of details. No, it just says that it's manufactured under license to Wool Warehouse, and then it's got UK, so it doesn't give me the place where it was made. Oh, and care instructions, had I not mentioned it before, it's similar to the Full of Beans, and you can machine wash this on cold warm and tumble dry as well, so that's all good. All right, so got myself 3 of these in the colorway Sunday. I'm just going to check because sometimes that's the same, and I believe this one's the same as well. 008, 008, 008. So this one's got a nice, it's kind of like a denim color with a bit of orange and yellow with this white, off-white kind of color there. And the yellow looks a little bit, no, that's really nice. I like those colors. That there. So for £2.20, that's an awesome deal. Okay, next one is something that looks fairly similar to the Sunday, and this one is different color, which is shade number 1H009, and they're calling this one Jelly. I love this one. That's so cool. It's very summery looking. It reminds me of those, you know, when you get beach towels from souvenir places and you care and wash and love them for many, many years, that the colors kind of drain out a little bit. That's what this reminds me of. Okay, the last one that I got here from Yarnsmiths Full of Beans collection is this colorway here. And the number on the color is 1H002. And they are calling this one Pinto. I don't understand why. Pintos don't come in these colors, I don't think. So we have like a tan khaki color into a more teal and a slight dark blue but bordering purple. So we've got those colors, and I've got 3 of them. Love those colors. They're amazing. Oh, I can't wait to work with these. Now, striping projects that I feel work wonderful as well, kind of the narrow variety where you can really enjoy the stripe being present in like an inch or no less than like a quarter of an inch, or breaking over a longer project with multiple stitches. I think the narrow ones work really nicely with these. Now, in saying that, there could be a project out there where a longer stretch of stitches works very well. And what I'm thinking of in that instance might be that you're using some type of waffle frame, like a honeycomb frame, where you're bordering little vignettes where you can see this poking through the background. So it wouldn't be so relevant that there's like a sharp pulling or a sharp transition if you're wanting to stretch those bands of colors over a very long project. So I do think that these will work nicely as scarves, as well as beanies, or even something modular where you're making smaller panels and the stripes are kind of healthy and chunky. That could work as well. So yeah. Again, I'm getting the beach towel vibes that's been sunbathing for a little too long and it's lost some of its color. So really like those. Again, those were £2.20 each. I have two more yarns to talk about, and the first one that I have here is from James C Bread. It is their Emotion collection. I got two colors, a few balls of each, and I absolutely love this yarn. When I saw this yarn, I was like really excited and thought, I can't wait to show everyone here on the tubes what it is. And you know, there are good substitutes for this type of yarn too, but let me show you. Look at those colors. And the label, James C Brett Emotions. It's double knitting, so it's a 3-weight yarn. And the colorway is called Happy. It does make me very happy. Its code is EM606, sorry. If you're looking for it, it's up there. This is 100% acrylic. It's probably one of the softest of the bunch that I have here, so I'm going to give it a 3.5 or a 3.75. It's the fuzziest yarn out of the lot that I've shown you. So I'm not sure how that's going to work up if you need to use it gently or after first wash. Maybe it might show a bit of peeling, but I love these colors. Now, this is the type of color treatment. The fibers are different to Hobby's Winter Glow series in their multicolors. This would make a very good substitute for it if you had some adverse effects or you're allergic to wool. It also does remind me a lot of the Red Heart Melange or the Lion Brand Ferris wheel as well. So just the colors and the color treatment choices are what are drawing me to this type of yarn and excites me. So let me tell you a little bit about the 150 gram cake here. I'm getting 435 meters or 474 yards. It is machine washable. Like all of this yarn that I've shown you thus far is saying that you can wash this in warm or cool water, and you can use it in the tumble dryer as well. So it has the tumble dryer with the 1 dot inside of it. So maybe that means to put it on a gentle cycle. Now it is a yarn that is, do you tell me where you made? No, it just says that it's licensed and is manufactured under the license of James C Brett Limited, and they're situated in England. West Yorkshire is the area that they're in, I guess. And it doesn't give me the country of manufacturing. So really soft, love the colors. I got myself 2 of them. It's my favorite one, I think. And this one here is Happy. I got 2 of them. It's £11.58. So divide that in 2, because I got 2, it would be £5.79 per cake. I thought that was a steal. So I'll put that in there. I have an empty cube for all of these to go in, so I see them every day so I can use them. And this one here was my second choice of the colors that I loved. And I got 2 of them as well. So this is called Trust, and if you need the code, it's EM08. Look at those colors. I love, love, love it. So this one reminds me more of like a night scene, all the nighttime colors, looking up at the stars, maybe in the sky, in the forest. I love it. So just the comparison on the 2 different colors that I got in this, we have Happy and we have Trust. Lovely, lovely yarns indeed. Now the last one that I have in my organza bag is something I'm trying out, and I like throwing in a novelty yarn every once in a while. So, you know, I've purchased some from Temu before, where I've got bubbly yarn with lots of big nubs and fluffy mohair, and this one I have gotten is from Creative, and that also was a brand of yarn on Wool Warehouse. So this is the Make It Tweed Neon. You hold this together with another strand of yarn, and it makes it instantly have these knobs of different colors, or nubs. And I thought that was a neat idea. It's not the softest of novelty yarns, but I think with whatever you choose to pair it with, it's going to balance it up a bit, and give it that nice fluorescent glow there of this shocking green. I absolutely love it. So let me tell you about it. It's 50 grams in this cake, and I'm getting 460 meters, which is, I don't know how much that would be in maybe 500 yards or thereabouts. And it is 70% polyacryl, which is acrylic, and 30% polyamide. So maybe the polyamide is the little nubby bits. Yeah, I really like that. The color number, if you're looking for it, it's 001. And does it tell me? Oh, it's in a different, it's got multiple languages. So I don't know whether this originated in the UK. I think, oh, it's made in Italy. That's what I'm seeing here on the ball band. And because it needs to be paired with something else, you could work it up on its own. But generally what it is to make something tweed, it's you add it to another item. The suggestion of knitting needles and crochet hook is not on the ball band. So I would say you follow the rule of whatever yarn you're pairing it with to size your needles or crochet hook. And again, we have washing instructions for this is do not tumble dry. And there is a tub of water with 30 on it. So that's cold, warm, or cool, warm. And then the lines underneath would probably be suggestive of maybe hand washing it, perhaps, at a guess. And that's all that I can tell you. Yeah. So that's my novelty that I'm going to try up in the next, maybe I'm going to leave this one for spring, because I do like a little bit of acidy colored in the springtime. So that one might be ready for a garment around March of next year. Okay, so here it is, classifying it pricing it, sorry, at £6.59. £6.59. I like that a lot. So let me know if you've used this yarn before, what you've made with it. If you have any pattern suggestions, I'd love to hear from you about what you've used in this yarn, or whether it's a similar type of yarn. And you know what? I forgot to mention what Hank is wearing. So I normally start off with that, don't I, in the intro? So let's take this off and take a look at it, because this was one of my early color work makes that I did. I'm going to say this was like maybe 4.5 years ago that I made this. And it's the Tin Can Knits pattern called the Compass Cowl. I absolutely love it. And it's very festive. In my mind, it looks a little bit like wrapping paper for Christmas. And I think that's a great pattern for around this time of year, as we are in November approaching the holidays. Yeah, and I've done this pattern twice. Once I gave it away to a friend, and it used monochromatic kind of color palette. This one here is more of a contrast between oranges, blues, and browns. I really like this color palette. And because I brought this out from my shelving unit here to wear myself when I'm going to work and stuff, I thought about maybe doing another one, because I mean, you could wear it either way. Topsy-turvy. It all works in the end. I love that. So yeah, I'm off on a break right now from work for a couple of days, and I thought I'd get myself some videos done, and I'm going to jump in here and do another one directly after this one. So if you see me wearing the same thing, I might change up what Hank's wearing in the next video, and that's because I'm doing it back to back today, and I don't know when they'll all drop. So with that, I hope that you have a great weekend. And for us in Canada, it is Remembrance Day, long weekend, and we take time to reflect on those who have fallen in the fight for our peace and freedom. So least we forget. I hope that you'll spend some time on Monday, the 11th of the 11th, to reflect on what it is that we have, and the life that we have to be thankful for. So yeah, all right, well, I'll catch you up in the next video. Stay well. I'll see you then. Bye.